Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Unlocking Tampa Bay. I'm your host, Brian Burns, and back with us for her second episode, we have my co-host, Molly Barbieri. We kept you on for another one. We'll see how long this can go.
Hopefully for a while. I hope.
we
Welcome
like
back.
Thanks for coming back on. We like the banter back and forth that we have. So we'll see how this continues on in the future.
I hope it goes well.
And in the hot seat over here to my right, we have Ivy Lupco. She is from the Tampa Downtown Partnership. I'm not even going to attempt to give your title because you told it to me in the lobby when we were coming up here, and I was like, that is a mouthful. So why don't you go ahead and tell us what you do with Tampa Downtown Partnership?
So I am the manager of public space, placemaking, and programming, all the P's. It's a very long title, but it means a lot. So I have the opportunity of making downtown fun. I get to do everything that we bring to the community that is a public space programming, whether it's large scale, small scale, holiday related, or anything that is public art related as well, and how we can incorporate public art into our programming. So I like to say I'm the chief of fun.
Love that.
That's a cool title.
Actually, I love that.
I would love to be a chief of fun.
Chief in my title, but that's just what I say.
So you bring in a lot of these kind of activities, events that are happening in the downtown. You're kind of responsible for maybe like curating those, or just kind of how does that process work?
Yeah, so the Tampa Downtown Partnership, we have a really long history of programming. We've got our large 4 programs that have happened for a really, really long time, some longer than others, some are a little newer, like our exploration, and then we have smaller programming. So in about the last year and a half, we've gone from 4 large programs and a few pop-ups to if you add in all of our community fitness classes, we have about 300 programs and activations in a calendar year, and I get to make them happen. The newest pieces are our neighborhood programming, and that's really what added to that number. So we do something monthly or quarterly or bi-monthly in all of the 7 neighborhoods of Tampa's downtown. So whether it's a monthly coffee break in Channel District, or it's a bi-monthly dueling pianos event in River Arts, or a quarterly program up in Tampa Heights that's called Rhythm and Hues and Alleyway Art Show, we intentionally got to know all the neighborhoods and have curated something that is very specific and very unique to each of the neighborhoods that can hopefully bring pride to the neighborhood, and people are excited to say, oh, well, we have this over in West Riverfront, and we have this in Tampa Heights. Come and see what we're doing. So that it's just been a really great opportunity to bring something new and get to know the neighborhoods.
Yeah, I like that though. Like 7 different neighborhoods within the Tampa down. I remember when I moved to Tampa in 2005, downtown was not really
different.
A place that you went to after business hours. There was not a ton going on down here. And now you look and there's just so much going on, and so many different neighborhoods now. And it's really just a thriving, bustling area.
It is. Growing up, my parents always said the streets rolled up at 5.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we lived on the river. So
you said you're a Tampa native.
Tampa native, born and raised just north in the Heights.
Okay.
We would spend a lot of time coming down the river on our small little boat, and all you would see are corporate buildings.
Yeah.
And it was when Tampa Theater was revived already. The convention center was there. It was the Ice Palace at the time.
Yeah.
But you only had destinations within downtown. Downtown itself was not a destination yet. So it's been really incredible to know what we were and where we are now and where we're definitely going in the future.
And I like how all of the neighborhoods are kind of connected in some way. There's this connectivity to it now, where before it might have been little pockets, but certainly the Riverwalk has had a lot to do with that, but just kind of how every neighborhood rolls into the next neighborhood.
Yeah, and they're all complementary, and the Riverwalk really does touch almost every single neighborhood.
Yeah.
And it will in the future soon. With
as soon as it continues.
Yeah. So that will be really cool because you'll be able to really just
start
walk
on one end and
stroll
walk to the
and
next.
explore downtown. Yeah, that will be great.
Yeah.
Well, you had mentioned the 4 long-term events that you guys have. What are those for?
So Winter Village is one of them, which is happening right now. We've got Exploration, Boom by the Bay, and River O Green. So all of our large scale programming is holiday focused.
Okay. Well, let's get more into Winter Village because that's the big one that's happening right now.
Yes.
Molly and I, we went to Winter Village, like 2-3 weeks ago? There was like Would you say that was a VIP
The
event?
opening preview night.
Thank you for calling us VIPs and
Thank you for inviting us. We
It
appreciate
was
it.
the grand opening. We got to go around and see all of the shops, look at the ice skating. I didn't actually get on skates. We it was a little
you've got to
ambitious
get
for
on
us.
skates.
We've got to do it. I worked for the Tampa Bay Lightning for 10 years before I came here
Okay,
to
and you
visit
don't
Tampa
ice
Bay.
skate?
I'm not the strongest ice
Oh.
skater. Someone, we had like an employee skate my first year, and someone said I looked like a baby deer learning to walk for the first time when I was on skates. So I hung up my skates at that point and said, I'm not going to give anybody the opportunity to
Make fun of you.
make fun
I
of
think
my
I
ice
think
skating ability.
we need to get you back on the ice this season.
I would
before
like to try it.
melts.
I can get by, I can get
Okay.
around. I'm not going to fall down, but I'm
We'll
not what you
skate
would call
around the
graceful.
edges.
I mean, it keeps you up.
Hold
It
on.
still counts as ice skating.
Yeah.
So when you were at preview night, what was your favorite part if you didn't skate?
We had hot chocolate, which was really good.
Yeah, that
I
hot
had a
chocolate
crib, which was really good.
good.
I just honestly like a lot of the shops. I enjoyed seeing like a lot of the kind of Tampa curated style items and things that you could buy, especially like you're looking for holiday gift ideas coming
They have
up.
so many options, and I'm sure you stopped in the Visit Tampa Bay
We did.
pod as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we had a couple coworkers there that were manning the bay.
And I used to work in the visitor center. So I used to
Oh.
work at Winter Village, and I would
Okay.
man the pod for Unlocking Tampa Bay. And
yeah, you put in some big hours there. You're telling me
yeah, I did.
from like 9
it's a
a.m. to
full-time
9
job.
p.m.
It was really fun though. There was just something new every day. It was just really interesting. But there was always different shops every year, and I got super excited when I was able to work and go down and see which shops were being featured that year. And I mean, I remember my first year, there was only like, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was like 5 or 6
Depending
or
on
maybe
what
7.
year you started,
it was like
we went from
2019.
10, and then we had to dwindle down during
Yes.
COVID in
Yes,
2020,
I do
and then we
remember
really
that.
ramped back up.
But now it's, how many do you?
We have 19 pods.
That's
And I
awesome.
love that you mentioned getting to see who the new shops are
Yes,
every
'cause
season,
it's
because
different.
that's one thing that we love to do. We keep some core people, and other people, they go on to bigger and better things. They use the pods to curate what a brick and mortar could be for them, and we find new locals. But now we really want Winter Village to not be an annual different experience for someone, but we want it to be a weekly different experience. So we have
Yes.
4 pods that every week they change out who the vendor
wow.
is. So you can come down, you
like
were there
that.
on preview night, and you can come back and it's a different set of vendors now.
yeah, that's very
So
cool.
if you wanted to pick something up at someone that you already visited, you're like, oh, I didn't get it. They're a full-time or a partial season. You can go see them. And if you visited the other 4 and you didn't get to shop there, we'll just give you their Instagrams. But now there's 4 new ones to explore.
Nice.
Yeah, very cool. The curling I thought was like super cool. Like you don't see curling in Florida.
You don't.
So that, and there was like some little kids playing on it, which I thought was really fun. The sun was kind of setting when we went there, and
Oh, it
the
was
light was
beautiful.
absolutely beautiful. Like how it was hitting the Winter Village and the skyscrapers behind you. I thought that was really fun. The snow, Molly had a
The
twirl
fake
through
snow.
the fake
I
snow
did.
that was blowing.
I had my little like childhood moment of
It's
like
the
twirling
only
through the
it's-
snow. It
I
was
will
very
say
fun.
we didn't have snow last year, and we finally figured out how to bring it back, and it's perfect nature, and it is what Winter Village needs.
What is the snow? Like, what do you guys? What is that? What do you guys use for that? What is?
It's essentially soap diluted.
Okay, I love.
It's
that.
very
That's
clean. It's very
hilarious.
safe. It's not,
Yes.
it's not going to ruin your skin or
No.
your clothing or your hair. But it's honestly probably my favorite part of Winter Village. I mean, I love every aspect of it.
Yes.
But when you see kids walking down walking down the Riverwalk and they see the snow, they have no idea if it's real or not.
Yeah.
Right.
All they want to do is run in it, put their hands
Aw.
up, and start spinning
Yes.
around. And it's magical.
That's exactly what you did.
I did.
A kid at heart. Never grow up.
But honestly,
will.
I thought that was pretty cool too when we were there. We saw so many people that were just, running along the Riverwalk or doing their daily activity, and they saw this like really cool event happening off to the side, and they just had to come in and like, what is this? I'm going to go check this out. And we saw tons of people. We had 2 coworkers that were out for their evening walk, and they happened to see that the Winter Village was there, and they popped in and they saw us
didn't
there.
know it was starting that night, and they
Yeah.
were so excited to
We get
check
that-
out the shops.
We get that so often. I will say our location is perfect.
Yeah.
We
It
couldn't
really
ask
is.
for a better location specifically for that reason.
the foot traffic.
Yeah, they don't know what's happening yet, or they missed the memo that we were open, and they're just going on about their day. And it's word of mouth. They run right into it.
Yep.
So they're like, oh, yes. And then they tell people, and it just becomes a part of your natural routine.
Yeah.
You
So-
mentioned how the number of shops has grown over the years.
Yes.
Just how else has this endeavor for you guys evolved and grown since it started, or since you've been there? I guess you said
Yeah.
2018 was your first
Yeah,
year.
2018 was my first year. So I will say, and Winter Village, we've really maxed out our site. So we've maxed out where we can go square footage wise. We've fulfilled what the Riverwalk can host, and that's okay. We're happy with that. But growing something doesn't always mean adding something physically there.
Right.
So we've really focused the last 2 years on our programming. So it's back to that concept of how can we change the visit if someone comes back week after week or 2 to 3 times throughout the season, what's different for them to experience. And this year we've added 8 ice performances.
Ooh.
So opening weekend, we had 3. It was at 7 o'clock the first, second, and third night.
Mhm.
And then the closing weekend, we'll have 3. And we'll also have a special show on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. So we typically don't have anything New Year's Eve that's specific or celebratory of the new year. And this year we'll have an ice show.
Yeah.
In addition to that, we've added holiday trivia. We've got silent disco, which we brought last year. And it was such a hit. We're like, oh, we cannot bring that back. So that's back this year. We might have some flash mobs occur here and there. Can't tell you when. It won't be a flash mob if you knew. But we're really focusing on that turnover of making this a different experience. It's a destination. It's not just something that you pop in and you're done with it.
Right. Like you're not going to just come one time. You're going to want to come
You're
throughout
want
the
to
season.
come
There's going to be
back.
surprises
Mhm.
throughout that you don't
Yes.
exactly know what it's going to be, but it'll be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
So can we talk about the ice skating rink? Because it's outside and it's in Florida under the sun. I mean, it's not blazing
Does
hot
have a
here.
cover.
It's not like, it does have a cover.
Mhm.
But it's not 90 degrees here, but it's still Florida. So how do you guys keep that cold? How does that work?
I wish I could say that I was the expert behind that. But we found the experts who can do it. I mean, that is one thing when we're building out Winter Village, people come up and they're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, we're building an ice rink. They're like, oh, it's glice. No, it's ice. It is real ice along the Hillsborough River in the Florida sun under palm trees. You can't do that anywhere. You could go and ice skate on glice somewhere else in Florida probably, but the ice is a magical thing and it's all done by coils. So it's layering and layering.
Wow.
It's coils. We have a huge chiller. When you go down there, you can see it from the rink. It's this huge blue thing. That is the power maker, and that is how the ice is there. So when it comes from nothing, it's like layers of plastic. There's some sand to help level. There's decking underneath it and insulation. And I love watching them. My favorite part of build out is watching them make the first sets of layers of water. It's literally just layering water, letting it freeze, going to the next one, letting it freeze. And it takes multiple days. And then once it's there, as long as we have great weather, it stays frozen. It gets a little snow on top, and it's a beautiful place to skate.
Nice.
So the Tampa Bay Lightning are a sponsor.
They are.
And do they come in? Does their ice crew come in and take care of that, or is this somebody else that does it?
So we have a contractor. They come in. We have had the Tampa Bay Lightning come out and just inspect the ice before because they're also very fascinated by it. And we have also gone to Emily and watched how they maintain their ice because we're like, oh, what are tips and tricks that we can learn from them? But no, I will say that the Tampa Bay Lightning is very impressed with our ice outside.
Well, so that's kind of the big thing that the Lightning are trying to do. They've had they've hosted all-star games and they've had pretty much every NHL event that you can have, but they haven't had the outdoor game. And they want to do something at Raymond James Stadium. Ever since I was there, they're talking about, we want this game. We've been pushing the NHL to get this game. But I think there is a concern about, putting ice down in January or February in Raymond James Stadium, that it's not going to be good, ideal ice conditions because of our weather. So it is interesting that you're able to maintain a really nice sheet of ice during this, December, when it can be kind of hot, but it could be we've seen the last week, it's been pretty nice too.
It's been beautiful lately. And the sun does do some damage to it. But we've learned that the secret damager is wind.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, I guess what it does is it pushes the water to an unlevel point so that when it does melt, you get these random pockets, and then that's what makes it difficult to skate.
It's not just a smooth sheet of ice.
So it can handle a little bit of sun, but the wind is really what does the damage.
All right. So we've covered Winter Village. Is there anything else on the horizon the Tampa Downtown Partnership is excited about? Maybe you can announce, maybe something that hasn't been announced before. Can you tease something or give us some more events that you guys have planned in the future?
I could share some information that is public, but you probably just maybe don't know yet. We've really decided to take a big effort to focus on public art. in Tampa's downtown, and how does public art play into a lot of our programming, and how does it play into the day-to-day of our community and the people who live, work, and play and learn in Tampa's downtown. So we are on phase 1 of bringing each neighborhood's identity to life via art. And so we have done 2 of the 7 neighborhood murals. It's a new initiative. We did an RFP to do neighborhood identity murals. The downtown core is complete and Tampa Heights is complete. The other neighborhoods will happen in the spring and the fall.
Nice.
So we've been commissioning local artists to come through and create something that they feel reflects the community. And we have 2 that are up and live already.
Where are those 2?
Downtown core by the Truist building. So actually very close to where we
yeah.
are right now.
Okay.
And then it's on their parking garage.
Okay.
And the other one is up in Tampa Heights on the Robertson's billiards wall.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a gator. And if you stay tuned, you might have an opportunity to be a part of naming the gator.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, I love that.
Mhm.
That's so fun.
A little bit like
I'll have to
Phoebe
think.
with the
Yeah, so
Yeah,
think
yeah.
of-
National
yeah,
Airport.
very similar to
Yeah.
what they did for Phoebe. But yeah, think of some names, and if you follow our social, you'll see the opportunity to submit your
Okay.
options
Awesome. And you said the other 5 will be up, do you think, sometime next year?
within 2025. Yeah.
Okay.
Very cool. All right. Well, since you seem to know so much about Tampa, the downtown area, kind of what it's like to experience Tampa as a local, we do
Okay.
a segment here that we call the Local Lowdown, where we kind of
Okay.
figure out, some of your favorites around Tampa so that we can find out about maybe some new spots that we haven't heard
So
of.
many favorites.
And visitors outside of the area can know where they go when they come down for a Tampa Bay vacation. So we're going to get the cards right here. We've got our Visit Tampa Bay branded
Okay.
cards. We didn't put these in any order, so we're just going to go right
Yep.
off the
Roulette,
right off the
I love
chute
it.
with these. All right. So you're planning a night out in Tampa Bay with drinks, dinner, and dessert, each one at a different place. Where would you like to go?
Okay. I'm actually going to step out of the downtown district for one of these.
Go for it.
So it's drinks, dinner, and dessert.
Mhm.
Yes, at a different spot.
Okay, so drinks, I'll stay in the downtown area for this answer. Hotel bar.
Ooh,
Okay.
I love
Fantastic,
hotel
just
bars.
down the
Very good.
street.
Yeah.
For dinner, I'm a Heights girl, and there is a newer restaurant called Sol de Cuba.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
I
It is-
love that place. Their food is
It
so
is
good.
so good, and I'm sorry to not stay in downtown in that answer, but I love that restaurant. I had to give it some
Well, as
love.
long as we stay in Hillsborough County.
Yeah, we're in the county. We're in
Yeah.
the county. And then for dessert, I love whatever pops. And they do have a
Yeah.
Heights location, but they were right on the Riverwalk in Curtis Hixon, and they were also part of Winter Village.
Right. They're in,
Mhm.
they're one of the vendors in Winter Village, right?
Yes.
Okay. I remember seeing
The
them all.
strawberry flavor is my
Yes.
favorite. It's so good.
They
'Cause
also
it's
have
so all
like a
natural.
lavender basil one. It's to die
Ooh,
for.
I'll have to try that.
I can taste it right now.
What was the restaurant called again?
Whatever pops.
No,
The restaurant, Sol de Cuba.
Sol de Cuba.
Mhm.
Okay. I haven't been there. You've been?
Sol de
Yeah,
Cuba.
they're a partner.
Okay. I got to get out there.
It's so
All
good.
right. What is your favorite outdoor activity in Tampa Bay?
I love to rollerblade on the Riverwalk.
Ooh.
I don't have to think about that one. That is what I like to do.
Yeah.
Our Riverwalk, whether the sun is in your face or the sun is behind you, it's beautiful. There's the perfect amount of people, and it's not too bumpy of a ride.
Yeah. Great people watch. Did you ever continue it on to Bayshore Boulevard?
I have a few times, then I get a little tired.
Yeah.
That's a long way. Yeah.
I'm healthy and fit, but I don't know. I'm not that fit.
All right. When you have new visitors from out of town, where's the first place in Tampa Bay that you're taking them?
So I'm going to do another shameless plug. When it's holiday season, I bring them to Winter Village.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really only tell people to come and visit during the holiday season. So.
I mean, why not? Why not bring them to Winter Village?
So we kind of have this push right now at Visit Tampa Bay where we're bringing in influencers and media to come in and experience the destination. Usually we don't push too much in November and December, but we're making a little bit of an earlier push this year. And we're sending some of them over to Winter Village because it is kind of it's just a cool activity to
It
go.
is.
We have a couple, we call them FAMs, they're familiarization tours, but we have a couple that are, like a mother-daughter or like a
Oh,
family. And we're like, this is
wonderful.
perfect
Yeah.
for, to
So,
bring them
yeah.
over for the morning
We'll be
before
sending
lunch or in
them
the
over.
afternoon
Mhm.
before dinner. So I kind of feel you on the
Yeah,
bringing visitors to Winter Village.
It's the place to be. It's a destination. It's not just an event. So I'm going to say it over and over again.
All right. I like the plug though. Oh, that one didn't go far at all.
That
I'll have to
didn't
work
go
on
far
that.
at all.
Logo.
All right. What's your favorite local coffee shop and give me your order?
I love Little Tina.
Little Tina. I've never
Little
heard
Tina.
of that.
It's a newer shop on Tampa,
Yeah.
near Sam and Eddie's. And they are not only a coffee shop, but they're also a cocktail bar.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Is this next to Spain? The Spain
Yes,
restaurant?
right next to
Okay.
Urban Cantina.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
walked
between
by
Spain
it.
and Urban Cantina. It's so good. And I've tried a lot of their different menu items, but I'm tried and true chai latte. So, and they make a great chai latte, and they always have almond milk, which is my only request.
Okay. That's a good one because that's not one that you normally hear of.
No.
But
No,
I've
but I
walked
do
by
love
that
that coffee
spot so
shop.
many times and never really knew
It's really
exactly
pretty
what
inside.
it was.
It's so pretty inside. They did a really wonderful job. And it's somewhere where like you can start your day and you can end your day because they have a
Yes.
cocktail bar.
Yes.
Perfect. I like that one.
Oh.
Ooh, you're getting
I'm
rough
getting
on
worse
it.
as we
You
go along.
are.
All right,
It's not
I'll
good.
pick it up here on the last one. What is a hidden gem that you love in Tampa Bay?
A hidden gem that I love. Okay, so I've already plugged neighborhood programming, but that would be my hidden gem because there's something happening all the time in every neighborhood throughout Tampa's downtown. So you can go to a how-to class, you can listen to live music, and those are my hidden gems.
I love it.
Yeah,
Nice.
I like that too. All right.
That
That was
was
a
a
little
little bit
better.
better.
A little
It's like
better.
a 4 out of 10, but I'll give that to you.
All right.
Toss.
Well, the first one I did went like way over there.
That was
so-
your best one.
All right.
It just flew.
Ivy Lupco, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Tampa Downtown Partnership title again.
You wanted me to say the whole
I
title?
want you to say it again.
Manager of Public Space Placemaking and Programming.
Wow.
All right. Thank you for watching another episode of Unlocking Tampa Bay. We'll see you again in our next episode.